so inviting now. Tell me what you're gonna do when the lights go out. Ooh, now it might go down. Tell you what I wanna do, make the cycle round. You so inviting.
Today I met up with rising star Eauxby. This amazing creative is at home in videography, photography, and motion graphic design. Not to mention his amazing talent, which he frequently throws into his own music.
I've been driving with the lights off, up the hill into the lonely night, yeah. Saw them coming from the
He provides us with soothing R&B, hip-hop, and soul vibes. Stay with us as we have an in-depth conversation with this upcoming artist. Eauxby, I'm super excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've been living in very unfortunate circumstances due to Corona. How have you actually been coping during these times?
Basically, I've just been at home a lot, obviously, working on new music, listening to a lot of music, watching Netflix, spending time with family.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way of filling your time. And how do you manage to stay sane during all of this?
Well, basically, just not thinking too much, like avoiding watching the news as much as possible.
Yeah.
And every now and then I just like check in on it, of course, but I don't know. And also, I'm a very independent person by nature, so for me, it doesn't really affect me emotionally or mentally that much.
Mm-hmm. And have you also been using this time that you sit more at home to work on some new music?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I've been working on a lot of new music, and just trying to be creative actually throughout the whole this whole lockdown situation.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds really promising and exciting, but more about that later. I'm actually really curious to hear about how you enrolled in this creative industry.
Well, basically, like I've been making music as long as I can remember. I think I was 7 years old when I learned to read and write, and I started writing poems. I started writing songs and stuff, and I kind of kept on rolling and rolling. When I was 14, I did my first gig, and then around when I was 20, I actually noticed that, okay, now it's getting serious, you know, now I'm really doing stuff. Now I'm starting to do shows regularly. People are starting to notice a little bit what I'm doing, you know. So yeah, that's a bit how it just kind of went naturally. That's a bit how it went.
DJ cut the sound when we show up unannounced. Party about to blow up cause you know we make it bounce. Baby sent the photo asking when are you around. Told her I could see you then but she wanna see me now. See me with the gang.
Okay, so you've been actively working in the industry for 6 years.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Okay, well that's very inspiring because you've already worked behind the scenes as a videographer for big names like Ronnie Flex, Aristotle, even for Seven Adios.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And what would you say that in your whole experience was the most fun thing to do? Do you have an anecdote that you can share with us?
So basically, I was doing my internship, my final internship, right before getting my diploma at a film production company that mostly specialized in music videos.
Yeah.
We were working on this music video for Dio, together with Dutch artists Uniflex, Bokusam, and Jay. And I'd always been a fan of Jay when I was like a teenager and stuff. So during the day at some point we were having lunch. I kind of secluded myself because like there were a lot of people all day. We had like 60 kids on set and stuff.
Tired.
So yeah, very tired. People were loud. And at some point, Jay just like walks up to me, like unannounced, and just sits next to me, like, "Hey, you mind if I sit here?"
Oh, cool, man.
And then yeah, we just started talking a little bit and laughing, and it was so nice. That was really a moment that I don't think I'll ever forget.
Oh, sounds so chill. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
But you also make music, which is super cool. But when did you realize that, okay, I also want to make music next to my other creative talents?
For me, actually, it went a bit the other way around. Like, I discovered that I wanted to do video because, like, when I was 17, I had to choose which direction I wanted to go into in terms of studies. So I chose music studies, but the school didn't accept me there. So I went to look around a little bit, and I kind of just found a flyer with a film school, and I don't know, I just like enrolled, like I just applied, and they accepted me, and that's when I started discovering that film was something that I enjoyed and something that I was pretty good at as well.
Did you have videography skills already before you entered the school?
Not really, to be honest. Like I made my application video in Windows Movie Maker back then, and yeah, that was like the best I could do basically. So yeah, I didn't really have skills yet. I just had like an idea of what I wanted to show and what I wanted to tell. For me, it was like making music with images, you know?
Yeah.
Like basically, I'm doing the same thing. The difference is just that. Yeah, I don't know. It's a different medium, basically.
Yeah, of course, I understand. So music has always been there.
Definitely.
Of course, you already have 2 EPs. You're
yeah.
also working on something right now.
Yeah.
What would you say that is your most favorite song that you've made so far?
My favorite song always kind of changes, but right now, like my favorite song is off my first EP, the second song called For Nothing, and mostly because it's just about. Yeah, I don't know, being real with myself, setting boundaries, and also like calling out people on nonsense behavior, you know, when necessary, of course. So that's a bit like what it's about, and also the fact that when I wrote that song, like listening to that song now, I still have the same opinion about the things that I'm saying in the song. You know,
The song is a bit timeless to say.
yeah, to me at least. Yeah, definitely.
You also made a song on your first night before traveling to Africa.
Yeah.
A song named Vibe, and I really enjoyed that song.
Thank you.
And I'm very curious as to know how you go about such a creative process. So where do you get your inspiration from? What kind of influences do you have?
So my influences are actually from a lot of different music styles. In high school, I used to listen to a lot of punk rock, a lot of metal, a lot of hip hop, R&B, soul. My favorite band is Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic
and
Monkeys,
it's
okay.
mostly because of the way that they write their lyrics. Really always telling stories in a very poetic way. So like lyric wise, that's where I get my inspiration from. And yeah, influences in terms of music, it depends actually, because I usually work with different producers.
Yeah.
And in general, we start making a beat first. As soon as I have my first 2 sentences, there's a story coming up in my head, and then I'm like, okay, this is the way that I want to go. Yeah, exactly.
And that is also how it was with the song Vibe.
More or less. Vibe was also a special case because I made the beat myself.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
Okay.
normally, like, I'm really not a producer, honestly, but that day, I don't know, just something came over me and it kind of worked, it clicked, and I was
But
like,
the spirit of Mama Africa.
I guess it was, definitely, it was calling. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds very interesting and so nice.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious to know what kind of future projects are you working on right now?
So right now I'm working on my own personal project, which is my album. Never released an album before, so for me this is a completely new way of working. I'm working on a collective project with Goldfish, which is a collective from Tilburg that I'm working with. And we've made a mixtape with about 10 artists,
Cool.
producers, singers, went on a writer's camp, we had our own chef, which was really cool.
So there's a lot in the pipeline.
Definitely, yeah, we're just working on a lot of stuff right now. Yeah.
Sounds really promising,
Yeah.
very busy.
Yeah, definitely.
It was lovely to have you in the show, and I wish you the best in your future projects. However, Eauxby is not yet leaving because he's going to perform some songs for us, so stay tuned. You can follow him on his social media handles, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to What's Poppin'. See you next time.
There's only one thing certain that I know, yeah. That when the lights go off and curtains close, yeah, I can't go down cage like an animal, no. I'm either holding on or can't let go, yeah. There's only one thing certain that I know, yeah. That when the lights go off and curtains close, yeah, I can't go down cage like an animal, no. I'm either holding on or can't let go, yeah. When it all feels for nothing, I'm writing my name up in the stars. When the darkness is coming, that's when you discover who you are, yeah. Yes indeed, eat, I got the recipe. See the best of me, yeah, yo, you best believe I make you treasure me, but don't app me and don't message me. But hurt, don't message me, cause everybody talking, that's a lot of tea, so go sit down and just let it be. No opponents and no enemies, but all these suckers think that they ahead of me, but they'll never be. Never let them get the best of me. I treat my information carefully, I'm steady pacing to my destiny. I came in first cause that's my specialty. Tell me everything you want from me, I'll show you everything I'd rather be. Yeah, growing up I had to toughen up. Confidence I had to double up. The only time young Eauxby is a runner-up. Lot of fuck shit, lot of y'all keep talking tough, but when it comes to bars and you ain't got enough. You got a lot of bluff, a lot of nerve that I just tie it up. Shit, I should tie you up.
Back home in the backseat, phone call ringtone is a fat beat. 5 a.m. on my wrist, we pulled up in the midst of the night somewhere in Amsterdam East. Got a message saying, Eauxby, where you staying? I've been spitting, man, it's mad heat. Why is he talking to me like it's years ago that he last saw me when it was just last week?
Can't let go.